Hi everybody. I had a question after one of my posts from one of the ladies that follows my page. I'm just going to read it here. It says, "How do I pair intuitive eating and non-diet culture with knowing I want to be fitter and healthier?" So this is a really, really good question. And I hope that I can answer. Like, I have some thoughts about it, but I hope that it actually answers the question. So for a very long time, I really tried to embrace the whole body positive movement. You know, I was overweight. I felt like I had tried everything. And I followed all kinds of pages and looked a lot into intuitive eating and really rejected the idea of especially like counting calories, because that was very much sort of, like it felt like a diet, and it was not something I wanted to do, and I didn't want to model that for my girls. And I realized that there started to be a bit of shame for myself associated with the desire to be fitter and healthier. Why can't I just love myself the way I am? Why do I have to fall into all of this, was I vain? What was it? And so I felt a lot of shame about wanting to be healthier. And so I had to sort out for myself that there was nothing to be ashamed about in terms of wanting to be fitter and healthier version of myself. And the truth of the matter is that for me, I cannot intuitively eat. If I could, then I would not have ended up with carrying so much extra weight and having all of the health issues that I did that were associated with that. And as much as I wish that I could be somebody who could intuitively eat, it's just not the case for me. And perhaps it's all of those years of depriving myself, and I think a big part of it is not trusting myself. I would say that I'm able to eat more intuitively now, but I almost had to retrain my brain and my stomach to be like, this is actually enough food. This is what feeling satisfied without feeling full feels like. This is actually a serving of pasta, because intuitively I would like to believe that 3 cups is actually 1 serving of pasta. So, and I have tricky eyes. My eyes play tricks on me, and that's why I weigh and I measure my portions. But it's a funny thing, because for all those years that I really, really did not want to count calories and whatnot, because I felt like I was going to be like trapped into this mindset of I can't have more than this and whatnot. It actually, as I've mentioned before, it had the opposite effect for me. And for the first time in my life, I don't think about food all the time. I don't think about it. I decide what it is that I want, and that's why I don't follow a specific meal plan, and I don't give meal plans to people. They say, well, what diet do you follow? I'm like, I follow my diet. Yes, I have made some changes. I chose to make those changes because, and again, like it started out with intuitively, it felt like it was a healthier choice. And sometimes I was right and sometimes I was wrong. But it's all about learning for me. And it's been like, okay, so I was right that particular food, like for example, I love romaine lettuce. Well, romaine lettuce is great. It's got tons of vitamins. It is filling. It's low in calories. I could eat as much romaine lettuce as I want. Intuitively, I knew that was healthy. But I also thought that nuts were super, like that I should eat a lot of nuts. I should eat a lot of nuts. Nuts are good, but I can't eat too many nuts because it very quickly adds up for me. I got big hands, so you know how that goes. So I don't know if that really answers your question at all, but I feel like you can work towards eating more intuitively once you have the knowledge, right? Like from learning more about the values of foods, because we have been told so many wrong things in terms of what foods are healthy and what foods are not healthy, and eat lots of this and don't eat that. I had somebody in my office today and they were like, I kind of thought that my stir fry would be way, way, way healthier than having a veggie burger. But when I put it into the tracker, I realized that while yes, stir fries are great because of all the vegetables, the sauces that they were putting on there were making it like a 900 calorie meal. Holy smokes. But until we have that frame of reference around the numbers, we can't really make informed decisions. And so because there is a science and there are numbers involved in how much our energy our body needs, how much we expend, etc., while there's very much a spirit part and mental part of weight loss and eating, we can't ignore the numbers, if that makes sense. But the more that we know the numbers, the easier it is to eat intuitively. And in terms of the diet culture, I do not promote the diet culture at all. Every single thing that I did and every single thing that I do with people is about sustainability. When I sit down with people and I say, listen, if you are looking for something that is like, I'm going to tell you what to eat, and you were going to eat it for a period of time, and you're going to go back to what you were doing before, or it's like, I need to lose X amount of weight in order for this wedding I'm going to, or this cruise, or whatever, I say, you're in the wrong place. We don't do that here. What I do is sustainability, which I believe is the opposite of diet culture. So the other thing that I really, really work on with people is self-love. And what I have learned through this journey is that we say this in other relationships, but I don't know that I'd ever really heard it or thought about it in terms of my relationship with myself, that love is a verb. And so in our marriages and in our friendships, love is a verb. We show love, we act out love, people have love languages, etc., etc. Well, for me and my relationship with myself and my body, I also look at love as a verb. So before, when I was trying to do the body positivity thing, I was like, I love myself, I love myself, I love myself. But I wasn't necessarily acting in a way that was congruent with that statement. And so now the way that I love myself is I move my body. I feed my body foods that make it feel really, really good. I take a moment, I listen to my body actively. I listen. Okay, I just ate something super greasy. How do I feel? I don't feel good. I take a moment, I recognize those feelings, and I remember that for next time. So I try and practice self-love as a verb, one where I get my rest, I drink my water, I do those things. And so again, I feel like I don't really know if that's answering your question, but these are the things that I thought about when I read your question. And if I haven't answered your question, ask me another question and I'll try and do a better job next time. Thank you for asking it, because I think it is incredibly important. There is no shame in wanting to be a fitter and healthier version of yourself, and you don't have to diet to do it. In fact, I would ask you to find another way, because there is another way, and it can be a way that gets you to a place of intuitive eating. It gets you to a place of practicing self-love every day, multiple times a day. Have a great one, guys.